So you can see with sale what's kind of going down is, you know, this thing is like kind of, it broke back under the 200 here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I mean, you could probably put this on the list too. Man, this CBNA, CYBR. Hold on, I'm just giving. All right, yeah, you could probably add this sale too. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. Yeah, AAY, always a hoe. Leave that alone. Morning, everybody. What's up? What's going on? Who do we got in here today? Yeah, I'm gonna clean up the list in a little bit. There's almost too many movers today. Like this Qualcomm is like, see something like this thing's gapping down here on some bad earnings. Its range is even pretty good, but like it's a thick stock. You know, something like this, I mean, you're going to have like almost 1 billion shares float. So like how much of the range has been used up this morning compared to normal, right? That's kind of how you always have to think about this one. So, oh man. Yeah, how do you deal with like when you have this many? So I'm going to just put it on the list, but we're going to filter off the list in a few minutes right before the open because there's almost too many gappers today. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to watch, right? Like 20 of them. So we'll keep an eye. This YGII is actually not that bad if you like these small caps too. You know, this thing is busting out of range over here. You should have only 172 million share market cap. So, you know, you could probably roll with this one if you're into the kind of the penny poppers and stuff. There's so many plays today. I'm probably just going to have to, we'll have to clean up the list and just get the best of them. Like even this flow, right? Flowersfoods.com. Like this is like kind of a flat bottom breakdown. Like you could short this thing. It's got bad earnings out today. But is it better than some of the other stuff that we're having? Llewellyn, I didn't get any email from you, by the way. I answer emails all day, bro. That's like my job. Try going on the Bulls on Wall Street, the live chat on there, and like my guy Kevin, he'll get you in touch with me because I did have my emails hacked for a little bit and stuff like that too. Dun 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 dun. But yeah, man, I answer emails. That's one thing I do. STNE junk. Let's just see what else is going down. Man, Las Vegas Sands is getting smoked out. Probably on the same news as Wynn. All right, let's clean this up. Let's go into the markets first. So it looks like so far the markets have, you know, the old kind of bear. The bear is over for now. You'll probably get some dips along the way, but now that you've remounted this 200 SMA, and this is like your classic kind of 1, 2, 3 pattern, which is just a bottoming pattern. See how you got like this kind of like W action over here? As for now, dips in the markets are gifts, right? You know, for now, dips in the markets towards supports are gifts. Now that we've broken over kind of multiple levels of support here, you've got major moving averages. Any dips back towards those areas are going to be gifts. So just be mindful that, you know, if we get a little weakness in the market, if you start tapping back to these supports, you know, consider it a gift. Same thing with SPY. See how you kind of remounted this 200 SMA? So, you know, we've made ourselves a bottom. You know, we were looking at that 260 mark for, you know, support. And, I mean, it really held to the penny. So, at this point, the market will be given the benefit of the doubt. Weakness in the market. We have to assume we'll get bought. And we have to trade accordingly. A lot of hot movers yesterday from the list. Anybody trade this Twilio? I mean, I had this thing. I fucking sold it early like a piker. I've been regretting it all day. Oh, man. I had to really do some zoning out yesterday. after I fucking sold this thing too early. So, you know, something like this after a big ORB, that's your classic quintessential ORB too, guys, right? You get a gap up, a few candles sideways, and then a breakout. You know, you're not going to get too much cleaner than that, right? So, and you know, people always ask me, what does like a perfect ORB look like? That's a perfect ORB, right? You get a push sideways, you got your VWAPs under it, and then a go. So I'd still keep both of those on your watch list, you know, for red to greens today. And then we'll kind of have to take off. You know, this DXCM was okay yesterday. Even this Zillow was okay. But there's all sorts of new gappers that we've got to play here. So hold on, let me get to this. Let me get rid of all this junk. Dun, dun. All right, so we got CVNA. CVNA's got a sweet range. It's breaking up over its 50 SMA here today. It's got earnings out. This thing could be a hot one today. It's usually when it's got earnings and news out, this will have some juice. Cyber is breaking out the all-time highs. Man, this one usually is not that good of a day trader. It does trend nicely. So there are stocks that trend, but there are also stocks that aren't necessarily the best day traders. They don't have the range or the explosion that you need. This one is breaking out the all-time highs. I will watch it, but I am a little bit... this is a B or a B minus for me because it just doesn't... You know, I've watched this stock for years, and you can see here, like, see this kind of grinding action right here? The stock is just not like some explosive day trader. And so maybe today it will be because it's got its earnings out, but it's 50-50, right? But the fact is that it's got earnings out and it's breaking out to what I believe is all-time highs here. Man, you know, you can't really beat that, right? When you get like a newer issue and you break out to all-time highs, you can get really kind of elongated and rowdy kind of gains. So this one's 50-50 for me. I'm a little bit torn. Like, it is breaking out the highs. It is a newer issue. But I've watched this thing for a while, and it's not the hottest of day traders out there. This alarm might be something similar setup to CVNA. You're kind of gapping up over multiple moving averages. You know, I've only traded this one a couple times in the past, so this one's a B minus for me too. Hey, Diego, ¿cómo está usted? AYX, so this one's busting out the highs. This one actually, we've had a couple earnings days where it has gapped up. One thing to remember, like when you're looking at like during earnings season and you're looking at gappers, like how did it act a few months ago when it had its earnings out? Like, was there range? What was the range, right? So like if it's got $4, $5, $6 range, good. Because even if you're trading small, you could still make money on it, right? $4, $5, $6, $7, $8. If you have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 shares, it works good to go, right? And so that's where you got to kind of go with this. I think this one should have more than enough range. Crocs, man, they got the ugliest shoes. I just cannot believe this thing trends like this. I mean, anybody ever put on a fucking pair of Crocs? Like, it makes your feet sweat. So it's like you're going to walk around, tell people your feet sweat. Like, hey, not only do I have bad taste in shoes, I get these plastic clogs on my feet, but I'm also telling women, if you're even interested in women, because you couldn't be if you wear Crocs, you're telling women that your feet smell. So now you're not even going to get any of them hot little mamas to suck on your toes, right? Play with them little digits a little bit. You're not going to get any of that kind of action because you got Crocs on. So just word to the wise, we can trade this thing, but you are advertising to the world. Your feet smell and you have bad taste. Take it however you want. Take it however you want. Man, white people love Crocs, man. Us brown people, we already smell bad enough, right? So we don't wear no Crocs. We don't wear no Crocs, but white people love Crocs, man. But Trip could be busting out here too. It's not all-time highs, but it is kind of a multi-year high over here. I would go with this one too. You know, my only worry on Trips is going to be that it's already up like 6-7 days in a row. So that's going to be, man, that's going to be a little bit dicey. Hey, Diego, this charting platform is just called TC2000. This one I'm a little bit, what do you guys think of this one? It's a little bit dicey for me because it's already been running like so many days in a row that it could be smacking right into resistance. This is the key on this one, right? If it stays, so that's the old high. If it stays under this level here, it probably fade off, right? We can't day trade it. But if it busts higher than there, then I think you're good to go, right? So kind of watch those two levels and go TTWO to. This one's got good range. You're kind of breaking out a couple of these levels too. Zayo for a short. Check out the weekly on this one, right? You're kind of busting back down to 2016 lows, right? This one doesn't have any liquidity in it just yet. Remember, in the morning, you've got to have at least 500,000 shares in volume at the open to trade an earnings play. So we'll watch that Zayo. Definitely add win on the list too. You're already having a monster range on this. I mean, it's a $24 range already pre-market. You know, this thing could bust down into the low 90s. And then I think PRGL, this might be my favorite of the gap down shorts because you can already see like the trend on this bad boy. And then Monster. I can't believe people still drinking these Monsters, right? This has got to be just people that hang out at gas stations, right? And you know what people that hang out at gas stations all day, what they're up to? They're looking for cheap drugs, cheap hookers, and Monster energy drinks. You see a guy running around with a can of Monster and he's on the road, you run. That guy could be doing road rage. He could be on methamphetamines, and he's going to have toothless hookers literally in his back seat. Never trust a guy that drinks Monster. And yeah, he probably wears Crocs. You're right. He's probably got a Confederate flag truck, and he's got Crocs on, and he's running around with his Monster energy drink with cheap hookers. You just can't even trust anybody like that. This is a short. If it stays under 50, we're good to go. Sale. Actually, I'm kind of not feeling the sale. And then we'll add this Qualcomm to list. So guys, man, this is a big fucking list, right? So what you want to do, like when you have a big list like this, start narrowing your focus down. So not like the list like of like what I like, right? But take the list, think about like what is the dollar size of trades that you like? Do you like low price stocks, mid price stocks, high price stocks? What type of setups are you trading well? Are you better at longs or short? And then start filtering it, not based on what's the hottest, but what's the hottest for you, right? What's the hottest for you? See, in trading, probabilities is not about probabilities of the actual setup, but it's your personal probabilities, right? That's what really matters, right? Like, how am I going to trade this? And so just something to kind of really, really, keep mind of when you're looking at this. So, I'm going to start kind of narrowing this list down, my personal faves, and then, we'll go from that. So guys, trade well today. And, as always, I'll be in the Bulls on Wall Street chat room. I'm shredding it, and we got to do what we got to do. Hey, in the end, no money, no glory. Let's go be good. Let's go be great. Let's be fast. Let's trade how we know how to trade. Wait for your patterns. There's opportunity everywhere because it's earnings season. So make me proud. All right? Let's go do this.